Here's some safety tools that I recommend. Half-faced respirator with acid vapor cartridges on, funnel with a screen, and disposable nitrile gloves. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is put on some disposable nitrile gloves. Okay, this is just virgin galvanized. I have not wiped it down with any solvent. I don't recommend that. You can do what you want, but I don't recommend it because every solvent that I've ever tried, including acetone, leaves a little bit of a film that I do not like. The muriatic acid will cut through anything that's on there, and the patinas that you see over here, they will not work. They will have little to no effect on this galvanization. Galvanization is primarily zinc and tin over mild steel. We've got to get rid of some of that zinc and tin for the patina and the chemical reaction with these patinas to work. So what we'll do initially is, this is propped up on a little 2x4, just so you can see it better. You don't have to wet the steel first. We're going to go straight to the muriatic acid. There's nothing laying around here that can be hurt by it. I'm working on a steel table. Wind is coming from my right across, and I'm not going to be breathing much of it, but I want to get like a kind of an interesting pattern, so I'll put some in the middle, and you can see it boiling, bubbling, doing its thing, but I want to give it some character. So I'm going to let it eat in a random pattern. You can see where I first put it on is completely taken off the galvanization. It's starting to take it off right there, so we'll just help it out a little bit. Now if you can see right here, that is virgin mild steel, just as clean and pretty as you can imagine. But I'm not real happy with that pattern, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to now take it off to 4 corners. It's going to do what it wants to do, so you can't really control every aspect of it, but you can get some interesting patterns, interesting removal there. I'm just going to take it out to all 4 corners. Muriatic acid 30%. Always do this outside. Always wear a respirator. I can't today because of the microphone. And you can always, if it's taken off too much somewhere, all you have to do is grab your water and hit it. That'll neutralize it, keep it from doing any more. Let's take a different kind of bottle and just do a little bit of acid here and there. The fact that the steel's wet has little to do with it. I'm just going to eat that off. Add your water. Not real happy with that pattern. What I'm going to do now is use a spray bottle, chemical resistant top that I use for all my patinas. All the patinas I sell come with this top. Let's prime that and get it going. I don't want to take it all off. I just want to give it the appearance of being worn. when you're using the spray bottle, be really careful, because you're going to atomize that liquid. You're going to have mist in the air, and it's going to be a lot more noticeable. And if you start choking and coughing and your knees buckle, then that's why. But if you'll wear the respirator, you won't even smell it. But I'm trying to develop a little bit of a character here. Okay, now let's lay that flat, because I want some of this burn, some of this muriatic acid burn to be on the edge. Just for effect. I'm just letting a little bit out of this wash bottle until it eats off that tin. Just let it run off the edge there. Hit it right on the corner, let it run down. Okay, there is 117 million ways you can approach this. You can come up with all kinds of patterns, combinations of different patinas, but the whole trick that I'm trying to show here in this short video is that the zinc and the tin have to be compromised. They have to come off, at least partially. You'll see here where part of it's off and there's still a little bit showing. Those areas will take color, but not as well as this virgin steel that I'm pointing to right here. That's going to take the patina really well. So we'll rinse that down, and we'll go straight to copper. We'll just give that a quick spritz of copper. Once you've done the copper, you cannot go back and start spraying that copper again. You can't. You just can't do it. You'll ruin it. Because this will, instead of etching to the steel and laying down a deposition of molecular level copper, you'll actually start eating away what you've laid down, and you'll just have a big mess. Trust me. Or go ahead and try it. I'll make more. The thing is, you've got this copper on there, and it's kind of cool, just like it is. And you can see where the muriatic acid burn didn't go all the way through, and it gives a whole different look. It gives a whole different look to the areas that are a little less etched with muriatic acid. Or you can leave it like that. That's pretty dang cool looking. But we're not gonna. Now we're gonna complicate things. I'm gonna lay it flat. This table, by the way, is not 100% flat. But anyway, this is one of my favorites here. It's a new product that I came up with a few months ago. It's called Blue Halo. And I really like it. Because what I like to do, I need to get that level. What I like to do is drop it into one spot, and as you see, it does kind of a concentric burn. It'll flash blue, and then it'll turn lighter and lighter and lighter until you've got kind of a ripple thing happening. And I'm going to turn this to mist just for fun, just to show you the difference. That's all you're doing, is you're stopping the chemical reaction. So I really like the Blue Halo. It adds a lot of fun color to the deal. You can see here, it did not, if I can get in close enough there, got a chest mounted camera here. Right here is pretty dramatic. Right here is not so dramatic because it went out into that area where some of the tin and zinc were remaining. So don't ever, hopefully you'll never get a customer that wants 10 of the same thing, because you won't be able to do it. You can get close with a little experience, but you're never going to be exactly right on. Now let me do a little bit right here. See how it changes. Freeze that. I would like some more right here, just a little bit. Drop it until it changes. Freeze it. We're not freezing it with like ice. We're just stopping the process so it won't continue to make changes that you don't want. I've got some rust FX here too. That takes a little longer to show much of an effect. But we'll put a little bit on there and let it sit for a minute. The rust FX needs to either go on bare steel or on top of the copper FX, but it's not instant. And you'll see here in a little bit that it'll get quite a bit darker in that area. But in the meantime, we're going to take some of this Flame FX gel. You can see that. Flame FX gel. It's a 16-ounce tub. And we're going to open that. And we're going to use, I didn't bring out all my toys, but we're going to use, for now, we're just going to use this pipette. And I've got Flame FX gel in there. Now I'm going to run it along the edge of this color. And then I'm going to carefully, softly, if I can, move that gel into a new spot. It'll do all kinds of cool stuff as it's moving around. And we don't need jet. Mist is fine. If you get too powerful with your water, you can actually knock some of this patination off, and you don't want to do that. Okay, I'm gonna carry that theme through a little bit. I'm having a hell of a time with that water. Just so you know, it's windy and we've got a storm moving in, so I'm kind of working fast here. But I'm going to carry that little theme through. Let me do that so you can see it better. You just squeeze the bulb, stick it in, draw out a full pipette of the flame, and I'm going to draw with it as I push gently. I'm just going to follow basically that line right there and then move it around. And then hit that with water. It's a lot easier when you don't have tripods and stuff in the way. I would like to do that in one more spot, just to carry the theme through a little. We'll do it right here just a little bit. Gentle air. And neutralize that with water. Now there's really no magic on what order you do this in, except for the muriatic acid comes first, the copper FX. Copper FX will be the second thing you used, and then the world is open to whatever you want to do next. As far as what order, like the blue halo doesn't have to go on before the flame gel. You don't even have to use them. You can use one or the other or something else like the bronze, which I don't have out here right now. But I'm not seeing the symmetry that I really like, so what I'm going to do is add just a little bit of blue halo on top of that rust. and see if you can see that changing colors. And neutralize that. You can see right here where the rust has darkened the steel on top of that copper, so it's a whole different look than it is anywhere else. And obviously the area with zinc and tin is taking some color, but not near as much as what it would do if it was removed. So I want to get a little color right here. And let's do a dot inside of that. Just a little dot. And one right about here. Okay, now we neutralize that well. Edges. Everything, just, you don't have to rub it, you don't have to wipe it, you just need to hit it with enough water that you're pretty sure every bit of patina that you put on there has been neutralized. And then what you want to do with air pressure is get it dry. And that's what you've got. The edge, nothing much happened to that top edge. You can see a little bit happened to the bottom edge, but for the video I was primarily concerned with what you could see. So that's about it.